Welcome back to more Lord of the Rings Online. In the last episode, I went over to the southern Barrow Downs and almost died. It was quite horrific. So I went ahead and used some of my accumulated turbine points to get a few more stat upgrades for might, vitality, and a little bit of agility. I already had a few stats, but I went up and increased them a couple points more, just to kind of help out a little bit. In this episode, I'm going to continue doing quests here in the Barrow Downs. So that's going to be the plan. So the reason I'm getting these stat upgrades is because I want to be able to get all of them eventually. And at the same time, I kind of want to... I don't want to say I want to be overpowered, but I do want to be a little bit stronger than normal, just so that I can record these videos more efficiently. If this was a regular playthrough, the challenge is totally cool. But for the purposes of recording, I do want to kill things a little bit faster. I want to get through the content a little bit faster, just so the videos are a little bit more entertaining and easier to follow along. And speaking of powering up, I just reached level 22. Awesome. Okay, let me get on my horse. And let me go all the way to the northwest corner here to find whites for the Shield Brothers and kind of avenge them, I guess. So yeah, I always thought that really when the game starts to get interesting is right around this area. When you hit the Barrow Downs, that's when things start to get challenging, and then beyond to the other maps. Because up to now, it's really just been introductory quests, easy talking-based quests, all that kind of stuff. But now you're actually kind of working pretty hard here. So this is a journal for Tobald Leafcutter for another quest. And is that it right there? No. That's a Torn Scholar journal. I don't need that. I'm going to destroy this. I'm just trying to see if I can actually read that journal. Doesn't look like it. Okay, but I'll take it back to that guy eventually. But I do want to come in here and kill some whites. Should be here, right? Burial mounds. Is this what he wants me to kill? Maybe. We'll see. I like these creeping arms. They're so sweet, man. It's like my favorite enemy. Metal Club of the Goblin Wars. And wow, that's actually better than my spear. So my equipment is actually a little bit out of style. So I might have to craft something new pretty soon. Although I do want to finish up the quests in this area before I do some more crafting. I might not mind staying a little bit behind the curve, I guess, with my equipment for a little while longer. Okay, so I guess I have to kill whites out here and not in the tombs. So let me kind of look around and see what I can find. Yeah, so all around here. I'm not really finding any whites though. Guess there's one. Let me do my ambush critical strike combo. Okay, there's a few of them, I suppose. Definitely not as many as I would like. Need 3 more. But there really isn't that many of them around here, which is sort of unfortunate. So my go-to gambit right now is the power attack. Does a decent amount of damage, I guess. So it's going to be spear, shield, and cry. Or fist. I guess the official name is like spear, shield, and fist. And then you can build that power strike, power attack gambit that way. As you can see, spear, shield, fist, and then power attack. Seems like one of the better gambits for simply just destroying trash mobs, I guess. And then you can also use this to kind of build that gambit a little bit faster. Although I don't really find it necessary at the moment, since doing these attacks themselves do a bit of damage on the trash mobs. Okay. So let's go down here and turn in some quests. And then go from there. Go do some more. There's a few in the old forest that I need to go do. And I also need to continue with the epic storyline. I need to go talk to Tom Bombadil once more, so it might be a good time to go do that, actually. I haven't worked on the epic storyline in a few episodes.
Greetings, friend.
Ah, you found something. Many of the pages are missing, but perhaps I can glean something from those which remain. Ah, this is almost too terrible to read. The author, a man of Cardolan, tells how those few Cardolan who remained died in a great plague, borne along by dark clouds from the east. Soon after, fell spirits swept down from the north. The man writes of tormenting dreams that followed dreams of a place called Angmar. Soon after, the dead walked the land once more. In the last entry, the man writes that he fears that he too will succumb to the plague, but that his body will never know rest. How I wish I had remained ignorant of those cursed lands. Yet now I find I must know more. If you ever find more pages of this journal, bring them to me. Perhaps in this knowledge, a defense against these fell spirits can be learned. Oh, that's a heavy shield. I was like 408 armor. That's huge, but I can't use that. I might as well take it and I'll sell it.
Will you give me a moment of your time,
Collecting
friend?
history. So I think this, again, is going to be a Great Barrow quest, which I will leave towards the end of this season. Greetings again, Kippen. I have been studying the materials you brought me from the Barrow Downs and have learned much more since last we spoke. I would ask one last favor of you. This journal that you found for me contains a vast amount of knowledge. Through it, I have learned that the men of Cardolan buried many relics with their dead. It may be that some of these things may be made to help defend against such creatures at the Barrow Whites. The journal speaks of chalices that were buried in the Great Barrow itself. I wonder if you could go there and gather some for me. I'm sure that there are many of them deep inside the catacombs of the Great Barrow. So yeah, at least these Great Barrow quests, they do give some pretty nice rewards, as you can see. These are pretty nice, so once I do get to do those, it'll be fun. Let me actually take a look at my quests here, and I want to work on some of the Great Forest quests. So let me get rid of these two, and then I'm going to add some of these to my tracker. So I need to kill some corrupted trees, collect seeds from corrupted trees, and then kill some angry bears and barrel crawlers. And then let me also add the epic quest back on my tracker, so I can continue along with that. And then we're gonna just do some of these in here. Let's take a look at the map. Okay, so it looks like actually a majority of the quests are gonna be down here, but I can talk to Tom Bombadil at his house. So let's do that. Stupid wolf. Look at him prancing around. I love this guy. He's so cool. If you guys have time, you should really read about Tom Bombadil in the Lord of the Rings books. Or maybe just like a Lord of the Rings wiki or something. He's quite an interesting character. There's a lot of theories as to who he may be. Apparently he's super powerful. He's like super strong and can just wreck people. But then at other times, he's just bouncing around.
Hey do, merry do, my hearty.
Ho there, stay a while. Or are you still a hurried? Othrongroth, you say? That's a dark place full of dark wights, and you've no need of going. If you must, you must, and I'll not be staying you. Very well, come closer, and I'll be telling you. So Othrongroth, as a reminder, is the same thing as the Great Barrow, just different names for the same thing. This sword here, it's alright.
Hello, friend. Can I help you with something?
The Great Barrow is not a place for the weak hearts or frail limbs. Wicked wights and evil lords make merry in their terror. They've never caught old Tom, and never will they. He's the master. If you be a-going, Tom will take you. Alright.
Hey do, merry do, my hearty.
Well, my merry fellow, ready to go a-leaping over barrows? Skip along and we'll sing a song, and that'll make the dark ones rattle. So here we go. We're actually going to the Great Barrow.
An unholy alliance is forged within the depths of Othrongroth, the Great Barrow, a sinister pact which could spell doom for Eriador.
So, sometimes in this game you get a bug in which you get stuck with the combat music, and it seems like I've triggered that, which is kind of annoying. Come now, my hearties, between these stones is what you look for, the Great Barrow of the Downs. Careful now, or there your bones will lie, until the wights have you dancing. Okay, so let's go. Looks like he's abandoning me here. That's alright, I'll make my way there myself. And hopefully once I get in here or enter and leave combat again, the little combat music loop will stop. Because some of these dwarves... Come, Skogrim. So it looks like Skogrim is here with a Nazgûl. That Skogrim guy just keeps popping up everywhere. So we're gonna go in there and see what we can find. Now, this epic quest here is different than the actual Great Barrow instance, so don't mistake it. It's the same location, it's the same landscape and all that, but you don't have access to a lot of the things that are actually in here when you're just doing this epic quest. So we're following the Witch King down in here. But this should give you a nice little preview of the instance, which I'll definitely be doing. I tell you, who goes there? So, right here is significantly easier than some of the previous stuff I've been doing. Come on, boys, let's cleave them in twain. These guys are no match for me. Okay. I'm actually going to try to clear some of the side areas as well. Just kind of map out the area a little bit for the future. So for example, I think those chalices are usually in these little alcoves, but you can't grab them during this quest. You can only grab them if you're actually in the instance of the Great Barrow. Okay, so it looks like there's a ton of dour hands here. And maybe they're just accompanying Skogrim and providing protection. That would be my guess. But what business does Skogrim have with the Witch King over here in the Great Barrow? I am very curious to go find out. Alright, got a few more dour hands here. And again, back when the game first came out, this used to be a fellowship quest. It was pretty much impossible to do it by yourself. You needed a group. But of course, as the game progressed and there are less players, they kind of had to make the content of the game more soloable. Continue to look for the Witch King past the skull door. You heard Lord Skogrim. No one gets past us. Except me. Kill them for the dour hands. I like how that guy's just barking orders. Alright, you've killed my men, but you won't kill me. Look at the size of his axe, dude. It's a massive axe. I can't be defeated. Where's he going? Stay back. Skogrim promised. He said we couldn't be defeated. Well, what was that noise? The dead suffer no intruders. So it looks like the dead are kind of pissed. There's so many people in their tombs here. That would be two, I guess. So I can't go through there, so I'm going to continue down here. And there's the Witch King back there with Skogrim. Come, Ivar awaits us. Who is Ivar? We are going to find out. Ivar is actually a pretty important character in this game. He's kind of a recurrent character, much like Skogrim has been. So it's exciting that we're finally going to get to meet him. But let's continue to follow the Witch King here. Okay, let's keep going. Watcher White. This one's an elite, so he's a little bit more difficult, as you can see, because of the red frame. Arise, arise, my brothers. Alright, so he's calling for some backup, but that's not going to do anything. Got this combo here as well, Surety of Death. I should probably start using that a little more often as well. Really need to work on variation of my attacks and really learning some nice combos. There we go, Surety of Death again. Get rid of my disease with First Aid. And we'll keep going deeper and deeper into this barrow. Ivar, we shall need of your ward in the east. We have need of your ward in the east. Our plans in the south are reaching fruition. So that's Ivar. We must counter the loss of Amdir. The ring moves east to Imladris, no doubt. Imladris being Rivendell, by the way. Ivar, we shall have need of your ward in the east. Okay, so he's kind of repeating the loop here until I barge in their conversation. My champion has not yet finished her task. Once your tasks are complete, Mordor awaits you both in the north. Okay, so let's... Fools! I shall suffer your presence no longer. You have hounded my steps for too long. And now the dead shall take you. So these guys are peacing out and leaving me here by myself in the dark. But let's kill some of these Barrow Whites. Thou may come forward. Let me continue to kill some of these guys first, though. Alright, get rid of this disease, or what is that? Virulent disease. Get rid of that, okay. Excellent. Let's keep going. Deeper into the catacombs. And here we have Sambrog, a White Lord. Greetings, fool. If thou seek an audience, thou may approach. This is also the final boss of the actual Great Barrow instance. So that's something to keep in mind. Well met, my master sends thee greetings. I grant thee the boon of an audience before I kill thee. Thou seem desirous of certain knowledge, so I will give it thee. For the dead speak not, the White cackles. My master seeks a great power for the Dark Lord, but the Dark Lord has more designs than this. The Pale Dwarf shall go to the north and gather an army in the name of Angmar and the Witch King. The Gaunt One, a great power himself, and to whom I owe this form, goes to the east. There in Agamar, he shall awaken a power that lies sleeping in the waters. With her under his command, the skies will turn to blood, and all shall despair. Now thine audience comes to an end. Thy death awaits thee. So actually, basically what he's saying is that the Witch King is looking for the ring, Skogrim is going to the north, and Ivar Bloodhand is going to actually the Lowlands. That's where Agamar is. And we'll actually be meeting him again when we do Season 4 in the Lowlands. Anyways, let's continue here. Arise, my warriors. Okay, let me continue to kill these guys. Let me throw down a surety of death on him, although he resisted. Thou cannot defeat me. Yes, I can. So he kind of healed up all his health. That's alright. Let me do a conviction, just to kind of heal up a little bit. Thou cannot defeat me. So he heals up yet again. That's okay. What? It cannot be. And there's our awesome friend Tom Bombadil. Total badass. Love this guy. One of my favorite Lord of the Rings characters. What be you a thinking, dead men? Dead men should not be walking. Vanish into sunlight. Leave your barrows. Was it worth the trouble? Did you learn your lesson? Leave the dead to sleep their dreamless sleep, and walk yourself upon the green grass under the sun. Come now, my merry friends, warm fire is awaiting. So as you can see, even the dialogue is plural, reflecting that originally this quest was a fellowship quest. So I really like this guy, that he's super powerful, but he is almost a pacifist. He chooses to avoid conflict wherever he goes. I just think his character is so awesome.
Saruman the White has become the jailer of Mordor. It was he who orchestrated my capture and imprisoned me atop Orthanc. Why here the Windlord came to my rescue and saved me from this accursed tower. All would have been lost if Strider hadn't found Frodo and the hobbits.
And the story continues to progress. I love the epic storyline in the game. They've done such a great job writing it out. And that continues throughout the game, and in fact, it gets better and better as you go along.
Hey do, merry do, my hearty.
The darkness is behind us in that dank and dreary tomb. We'll make our way back into the light and feel the sun on our faces once more. So let me see what kind of rewards we have here, if anything's going to be better. I still think my gear is better than most of the stuff that I can get at this point. So maybe I'll take that.
What can I do for you today?
Old Barrow Wights from Angmar came. They disturb the peace and trouble the folk who wander through their mounds. Let the dead sleep and leave their troubles in the earth. Unless, of course, you wake them, dancing on their rooftops. Hey, come, my friend. Linger here no longer. To Bree you should be a-going. You've a friend there who waits for you. So we have to go talk to Strider once again. Awesome. Let me kind of open up some of... Let me open up... Not that. I'm looking for the one I just got. I have no idea where I ended up in my inventory. It's not that one, is it? That's a level 10. The one I just got was a level 20. So there it is. So I can pick any one of these. And again, none of them really seem to be better than what I'm using right now. So it's all junk. I'll just take something random. And then I'll sell it later. Okay, let me remove these Great Barrow quests from my tracker because I'm not ready to do them just yet. So let's go do these 3 quests here in another region of the Old Forest. So I'm actually going to go around through here and go do them that way. So say goodbye to Tom Bombadil. I think that's the last we'll see him for the foreseeable future, unfortunately. think we are also approaching the end of the quest here. We're finishing up the Barrow Downs quests, and then they're all pretty much going to lead into... Okay, how do I get... My question is, how do I get into this little area? I am not sure. Me actually... I don't know how to get there. Yeah, I don't know. Because I don't think I can go through the actual forest to this place. Yeah, because that's like all trees. So I'm just going to go south and see what happens. I don't know. Just go this way and we'll see what happens. Just going to follow the quest tracker all the way. When in doubt, follow the quest tracker. Surely there's a way up into the forest from down here. I think maybe through here, this hill, looks like. Yeah, I think so. Should be able to get into the forest. I guess from the southern Barrow Downs. That makes sense. We can also continue our hunt for white skulls and Barghest eyes while we're over here. In fact, let me do that. A little bit laggy. Okay, let's see the map. So I need to come down here. This is where like the old forest region is. So let me push south, but let me kill some whites and Barghest along the way so I can collect those bounties. Perfect. So now I only need some Barghests. Let me grab that one. Let me do an ambush so I can continue to work on that class deed. Because that one's going to take a while. I have to do 75 critical attacks with critical strike, I believe. And that critical obviously isn't guaranteed every time, so it might take a long time in order to be able to do that one. Okay, need one more eye after this. Ah, dang it. Didn't see him hiding in the bushes there. Let me smack this Barghest silly. Okay. Excellent. And actually, I've been recording for about 30 minutes, so I think I'm going to call it an episode right here. I know it's kind of an abrupt ending. I'm going to record the next one right now, actually. So I'll see you in a little bit. Thanks for watching.